see what the energies for this week has to do. Mars going retrograde. So that means a lot of sleepless nights. The masculine energy is taking back, is going within. Things don't progress as much as normally. If you want to put something on fire, you know, Mars is fire. Mars is the masculine willpower. So it could be that you feel you don't have willpower enough, that, you know, that things are stagnating. Also, the other side is more love is coming in. Less passion, more love. So let's see what the cards have to say. And I'm going to start with the gods and the Titan cards. And let's see what the theme is for the divine masculine this week. That was a jumper. Cycles, Helios, cycles. New cycles start to begin. Old cycles close and new cycles beginning. And normally we take the leeches and you take the wheel of your car to drive where you want to go. With Mars retrograde, it will be more stagnated. So let's see. And old cycles, it's, you know, we're going in the old cycle of closing of things and starting new things, and going in within instead of going without outside of yourself. Everything what happens, you have to search within yourself. And karmic cycles are closing, you know. Karmic cycles are closing, and that could be with Mars being in retrograde. That could be pretty intense. So it's just what you're going to do about it. So I also hear for the masculine, take more rest. Take more rest. Sorry guys, take more rest. And I feel my my throat chakra. And I hear there is more than meets the eye. There is more than meets the eye. Communication. Uplifting communication, positive communication in his mind space is supporting communication and seeing things from a higher view. Endings and new beginnings. You know, it's the energy of new beginnings in communication, towards the divine feminine, towards the divine masculine. It could be that a lot of communication is coming in for you, and there is more than meets the eye, I hear. So you have to be careful, and with signing contracts, that's what I hear. And you have to be careful with how they communicate things for you or towards you. It could be that they oh wow, they talk you into something that is like, wow, this is amazing, this is really a fairy, a dream, a dream. It could be, but there is something behind it. There's more than meets the eye. That's what I hear. There's more than meets the eye. So it could be that somebody is telling a story that seems more bigger and better than it actually is. And also it's almost like it's hiding something, you know. It's like well, I hear it's over the top, and it's too, it's almost like a story, but there lacks sincerity. So it could be, if your divine masculine tells you something, that you have to take it with a salt of grain. It could also be what I hear for another scenario. Divine masculine is a little bit tired of everything, you know. Everything around him. So you need to be careful of manipulation of for the divine masculine, you know. Be careful of manipulation, that people want to talk you into something what will cost you more than you will receive out of it. And that's yeah, it's almost like, how do I have to say it? And that's this week. It will cost you a lot of energy. That's what I hear. So I hear, do what you like. Do what you like. Do where your passion is at. And that's moving you forward in the right direction. Okay, so let's see what's in the heart space of the divine masculine. What's in the heart space of the divine masculine? Leaving in the heart space. It could be that he's separated from his divine feminine, or the divine feminine left, or she's overseas, or she is moving away, or she is traveling. There is communication, and there is not enough communication, and she is going her own way. And he feels that in her heart space. It could be that he feels the divine feminine is moving away from him, or you know, that there is no control over the divine feminine anymore. As he wanted to see. So that's when this card has to do with his divine feminine, you know, and it needs more than the eye, then it means in his heart space there is more feelings for her than he shows her, or that he communicates to her. But there is definitely, there is more feelings than he shows, and more feelings that he wants to communicate. So, and that's why he probably would feel that the divine feminine is moving away from him, because he doesn't communicate what he has, what his true feelings are in his heart space. It can also be that he is indecisive, you know, about the divine feminine. It could also, oh wow, wow, thank you guides. It could also mean that there is an illness with the divine feminine, that he's seeing that she's moving away, or to a hospital, or moving away to crossing worlds, you know, and that is pretty intense for the divine masculine, and he doesn't know how to communicate anymore, that there's chaos in his mind space, and don't know how to communicate because of the cycle. The cycle is closing, the cycle of life is closing, the cycle of birth and return is closing. So wow, that's pretty intense, because I feel it in the heart space. And it could that she is crossing the river Styx, you know, to the land of the other realm. So that's possible, that's going on, and that he feels that in his heart space, and that makes him sad and chaotic, and don't know how to communicate this. Okay, so it's about leaving, could be leaving this earth plane, but can also mean it's leaving his life, you know. So what is the higher self saying towards the divine masculine? Bring back the balance in this. Bring back the balance, because you know, it's the balance of life. It's how to communicate, how to bring it back in balance for himself. I feel, it's also the card of where do I give my intention towards one project or towards another project. Means money more for me than my pleasure in my life. And that's also the balancing out, ending circles. Could mean career-wise, but could also be, the divine feminine leaving his life, and bringing everything in balance. Is there enough balance between masculine and feminine side within yourself? That's also a possibility. But there needs to be balance between the masculine and the feminine. And I have a feeling it's a bit out of balance at the moment. And it also has to do with his heart space. Is what is going on? Is she moving on? Is she really leaving? Is she coming back? There's insecurity here of what's going on, and he wants to know. So go with the flow. Yeah. Heartache. So what the divine feminine sees is the heartache with the divine masculine. with the divine masculine. Heartache. So he could be that he went through a heartache, or went through communication that is, hi Goddess Nora, how are you? It could be that he's going through a phase of heartache because of communication, maybe lack of communication, not able to communicate with the divine feminine anymore, because it's not in balance. So there's a lot going on at the moment for the divine masculine. Okay, it could be, yeah, it could be that the divine masculine sees the energy of the divine feminine, being hurt. So there's a lot going on with communication at the moment. So what is his block? What is his uncomfortability? What is his uncomfortability? What is his uncomfortability? His uncomfortability is not going into competition, not letting the energy of that could be that he is hurt about that, that she is not, she takes her leadership. Divine feminine takes her leadership, and divine masculine is, he's not going into competition. There is no competition. So that's the best thing he can do, is not compete with anyone, because when he is his authentic self, you don't have to compete. You can be whoever you are, and then if you know who you are, you don't have to compete, because of you, there's only one you. Your energy is a blueprint, is authentic, and nobody else can image your energy, because it's your energy. Okay, so, but that's his uncomfortability, not to compete anymore, and that's maybe that's a new cycle, that he's closing out the old cycle of competition and going in his own space, and finding a new cycle of going into his authenticity, and not compete out of jealousy, or out of that he is more and more ego. So that's really, really amazing. He sees that divine masculine is really cutting with competition, and just focusing his energy to something else. Focus your energy on your own, and then there is no competition. There is no competition. There's only one you. So otherwise you're just competing with yourself, with your ego, and with your insecurity. Okay, what is he going to do about it? What is he going to do about that? Work hard. Work hard. You also need to look at it, because it's the Three of Pentacles, and I see always the Three of Pentacles. You're working your ass off, and somebody else is taking the gratitude and taking how do you call it, taking the grants of it. That's what I hear. So you're designing something, discover something, and you're going in that energy. You worked on it and you worked hard for it, and somebody else says, okay, takes it as his own. So and they say, oh, thank you for all your information, thank you for all, but it was my idea in the first place. So that's what I see. And that's I hear you're done with that. You had that so multiple times. So, and that's what this card says, you know, don't work too hard when somebody else is taking the honors of it, you know, the grants of it. And that's what I see. That cycle is closed, you know, that was an old was an old behavior. It was always in competition with other people, and you know, you're closing those cycles for yourself. So be aware that that people are not taking your ideas and making their own, because it will be so disappointing for you, because you did all the hard work and you gave them ideas and you gave them input, and you were caring and you were working hard and you put all your effort in it, and then it feels like a stab in the back. So be your authentic self. That's the main thing what they say. Be and stay in your authentic self, and don't go into competition. Don't get into that manipulation, because it's more than meets the eye. So they make it much better, you know, than it really is. And then they have all the information. I hear all the inside information, and then say, oh, thank you, bye-bye. No, let that go. I hear, let that go. So how does he seize the divine feminine? Cup of love. Filling up her cup, being in this loving space, giving all her love that she has, because she can share all that love, because there is plenty. There is plenty. I'm doing fine, Nora. And I'm filling up your cup, and, you know, do all the things that you need to do, and let it overflow. Give what you can. Go in the waters, diving deep. It's a time of diving deep within yourself, and the only thing that exists is love. And it doesn't matter, you know, for who it is, but for the divine masculine, he sees the divine feminine as a cup of love, and he says, well, yeah, you know, I really want to receive what you have to give to me. Okay, so how does he sees the relationship with the divine feminine? How does he sees the relationship with the divine feminine? Wow. I have a message here. Yeah, okay, exactly what I channeled already. It's wow, yeah, exactly. The devil energy. The devil energy of taking what's yours and not leaving you with anything. With empty cups, with spilled water, you know, being in regret for the hard work that you did, and they are walking away with the coins. So take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. And how he sees the relationship with the divine feminine, moving forward towards the light. You know, meditate, get yourself in alignment, get yourself focused, one direction, and the divine feminine takes the action and moves forward. You know, move forward as soon as she can to the light, and leave everything behind and moving forward through the waters. Doesn't matter how high the waves are, you know, she get back in focus, align herself, and move forward to the light. Supported by the moon. It could be that she's doing her prayers, her magic. You know, she knows exactly which direction she wants to go, and that's how he sees her. That's how he sees the relationship with her. So what is the higher self saying about this relationship? What is the higher self of the divine feminine saying about this relationship? Wow. We are in alignment. We are stars, star beings, and I'm the star. I'm knowing where I'm going, and that's what it is. So she and he, both of them, because of the higher self, they will create more stars around them. Not just one star, all stars around them. He's a star, she's a star, and they creating and creating more magic. You know, everything what crumbles down here, everything that's the tower, actually, you know, actually this is the tower that crumbled down, and out of the tower she rises up, and she moves forward. She is in total focus, and she says, I leave the bed behind. You know, this like the circle, and that's also what the divine masculine says. I leave this old circle behind me. I let the karma work its way, and that's it. And I'm moving forward. So thank you so much for watching. If you want, there is an amazing transmission coming up at the 1111 portal. So, and that's in person in Krel. So if you want to join and get your DNA upgraded to a higher level, if you want to move towards the star, you know, to the star beings, it's an amazing 2-hour transmission, and I hope you will be there. If you want to have a private reading from me, you know, come into my space. In the description box below, there is the email, and you can email me for a private reading or private assistance or coaching. Breaking from spells, witchcraft, curses, and hexes. And yeah, that's the time for it. So it's time to release all that and closing the cycles, old cycles closed, and move on forward. So thank you for watching, and see you Friday. Okay, bye bye.